Hello and welcome to another edition of the Red Phoenix Gaming Podcast. Yeah, you fancy on this. I'm your host Derek, and with me as always is the lovely,
Michelle.
and we're here to talk to you
Ah.
about some stuff and things and gaming news that happened over the past week, including the awesome outage
Man
of
down.
Xbox and PlayStation. But first, let's talk about a little Telltale.
Telltale Game Collection.
Absolutely.
So Telltale is putting out their collection to Xbox One.
Connection.
So exciting though. So it's going to include Game of Thrones, which just came out, which is amazing. Tales from the Borderland that just came out that I want to play really, really bad. Wolf Among Us that I've never played, so I don't really know anything about it, to be honest.
I've heard
Walking
good
Dead,
things.
have you?
Yes.
Walking Dead Season 1 and Season 2.
So 5 games for the low price of $110.
Yeah. So you
Which
save
is-
about $20.
Right, which is actually kind of a deal.
It's so great. So I think these games are so good that it's completely worth it.
Now you have played. You said you've played 2 out of the 5,
Yeah.
and you loved the 2 that you played. You
Love.
loved. Now how long did it take you to get through Game of Thrones?
I don't remember. To be honest, I think maybe like an hour and a half. If
Right,
that.
but they have like so many different choices and everything. You can always go back through.
I went
and
back
try
a
to
couple
change.
times
Yeah.
because I was so afraid I was going to be murdered by Lannisters that I went back and changed some of my answers. But I don't think it matters because I did look it up, and the ending of season 1 ends the same way for everybody. But it was really good. I
Yeah.
can't wait till the second.
And then in Walking Dead, it's like the same thing, right? Like it only takes what, a couple hours to beat the entire episode,
Yeah,
but you can go back through and make other choices that may save or kill different people, right?
exactly. I actually replayed that game and I did make a couple of changes. So, not to give anything away, but people who left me previously in the game, they were with me at the end in different situations. So,
Right.
it's really cool. So it's definitely more you could play through it more than once. Even though you're going to have the same conclusion, there's cool different ways you can get to all of them.
That's pretty neat. I haven't actually played any of them, so I'm definitely looking to pick them up at some point. And maybe now's the time
It's a
because
great deal.
save myself a little bit of money.
Do it.
Moving on to kind of leaking news.
Leakage.
So one of the lead character artists over at Naughty Dog put on his resume that he's worked on The Last of Us 2,
That's not what? That's
and
no.
it's
There's
not
no
out yet.
last. No. There's no no Last of Us 2. I
So
know there's Last of Us 1. It's got really good things said about it, but I have no. Uh-oh.
yeah, so I guess he gave it away.
Is he still working for Naughty Dog? Because he probably isn't
Don't think so.
anymore if he was just kind of looking for a side thing.
No, he left Naughty Dog in April. It looks like, according to his resume that was posted, and he worked for a different company, but he has Last of Us 2 for 1 month prototyping head sculpts or something like that. So he actually came out and basically said, "Look, there's going to be a Last of Us 2, and I've been working on it." Now, is this something that they should be concerned with, or did we kind of already know that that Last of Us 2 was going to be coming, so it's not really a big deal?
I don't know. I feel like every new game that's coming out, even though if you've never heard about it, like if it hasn't been announced or even talked about by the developer, Amazon always sticks that out for pre-order
Yeah.
every single time. So I don't know. To me, something like this would be an honest mistake, and I don't think that it was done maliciously or anything like that. So
Well, and on top of that, like you don't want to like not talk about that,
yeah,
right?
who
I
put
mean,
his
that's
resume out there?
well,
You know
I
what I
don't know,
mean? If it
right?
was sent somewhere privately, that person really is the one. I don't know.
Well, right, and I mean, you gotta say you worked on it because it's a big, like it's a big production. It's something that you can hang
Oh
your hat
yeah,
on, so
it was
it's not
building
something you want to
heads. You
leave
said
out.
right?
Yeah,
Head building
head sculpting.
and sculpting. It's a big deal.
I I'd say so, especially with
They're gonna have faces
as good
already,
as
so this
as
is
good
some
as the
serious
graphics
stuff.
were in that game, especially for the PS3, and then it got remastered. Like
Yeah.
I would say that the person did some pretty good work. So, I mean, who knows? Maybe they only worked on like the eyelashes or something because they have teams that work on
Just
these
some
things. But
good
who knows?
eyelashes. Good
That's right.
eyelashes.
Some damn good eyelashes.
Way to go.
So, Michelle,
Yeah.
FIFA is no longer the top spot in the UK.
Oh,
How surprised are you?
I don't know.
Would it
They
surprise
like
you more if I
they
said it was
like
Call of
football
Duty?
there. What, really? No, I don't think so. Because Christmas time, everybody's getting gifts.
Well, my question then is a couple probably a couple months ago now when we were talking about Call of Duty and we were like it's on the decline and it's it's a slowly it's kind of like slowly drifting away. Do you think that this is proving that Call of Duty is not necessarily on the decline and that this game was actually a breath of fresh air into that franchise, or is it just a fluke that it happened to beat out FIFA because FIFA's a yearly thing? Although Call of Duty I guess is now too.
That's an
But
annual thing too.
I mean,
When
what are
did
your
it?
thoughts?
When? Well, I feel like with the holidays, everybody's gonna get Call of Duty. You
Right.
know what I mean? Like anyone who didn't get it, that's a great thing for parents to give their kids. It's
You don't
rated
think
M for
that?
mature, but we all know because we hear the squeakers when we're playing. I think I always expect there to be a flood of new meat in Call of Duty at Christmas time because people get it for Christmas and it's a big gift. And the one year when Black Ops 2, I think it was, David Vanderhaar tweeted out, I left you a Christmas gift. Go
Right.
get the noobs. Like,
All the
and I was like,
Christmas
oh, it's
news.
amazing. It was amazing. So I'm really not surprised because tis the season to give Call of Duty a month after release.
Well, yeah, I guess I can see what you're saying. I'm just shocked that FIFA is not the top dog there. I mean,
Because
for as
they
big
love the
as,
football over there.
yeah, seriously, as big as soccer or football is in the European area, like, I feel that Call of Duty shouldn't beat it out ever because even the people who bought Call of Duty when it released could be getting FIFA for Christmas
Christmas.
or yeah, for whatever
Well,
they
maybe they
celebrate.
all got FIFA for PlayStation 4 for Christmas and they couldn't play it. Thanks,
Well,
Blizzard Squad.
that could be it too.
It's just
Maybe
a
they just never got into it.
theory.
The other thing is that now that it's topped the charts, now obviously there's no real correlation to this, but Call of Duty actually just put out a sniper only mode.
I saw
Did you see
that.
this?
Nate Shot from Optic Gaming actually helped build it. He's probably one of the best Call of Duty gamers ever. I've watched him stream. I've watched him play in tournaments, and he is a a really exceptional Call of Duty player.
Yeah, he's really good, and he has been for a while. I'm kind of surprised that they're actually doing a sniper only mode, and on top of it, it's a bolt action sniper.
Yeah, I saw
So
that.
like it's a one shot kill, but it's like you miss and you're screwed basically.
This might be a good thing though, because when we play Kill Confirmed or any of those games where you have an objective, we're always irritated by the campers and the snipers. So maybe this will give them an outlet to go to instead of being in our, games that you're supposed to do the objective to win the game.
Yeah, I don't know if it's gonna be like a battleground for all the montage people or what it's gonna be,
That'd be
but
amazing.
it's pretty. I think it's an interesting idea. Uh, I think that Call of Duty's always pushed the envelope with new game modes. Like at one point they did like the was it drop package or care package drops where you held a position and then it dropped in like a kill streak for you.
Right.
Uh, and they've kind of like moved and progressed to like add different things. So it's interesting to see them use something like this as like a game mode by itself and have it be one weapon and you have to basically kill somebody with a sniper.
Right.
So it's pretty cool. I like that they're progressive. They're constantly moving.
They kind of have to be. When you're putting out a game every single year, you
Yeah.
have to change it up just a little bit. You know, Black Ops blew it away when they said, "Here, have some zombies," and that was like
Yeah.
the greatest. Like I miss that so bad. Like, please, David Vanderher,
Well,
two
you
Call of Duty Black Ops 2.5 zombies. I want that so bad. Like I
the
want
next game that
zombies.
comes out should have zombies
If it
because it's
doesn't,
gonna be
we're gonna
Treyarch.
go knock on his door and be
I don't think
like,
we have to worry
"Hey,
about that. I'm
buddy."
pretty sure that that's the staple for the Treyarch series of
I hope so.
Call of Duty.
I hope
So
so. Or I'm gonna
plus,
tweet him because sometimes I tweet him things, and in my mind he listens to me, but it's not real. But in my head, like I was like, "Hey, I can't see through the blood," and then all of a sudden you could see through the blood. But in my mind, I feel like he listened to me. It's because I'm crazy.
I didn't say that at
You were
all.
thinking about it. I could see it in your eyes.
Never.
Moving
Uh,
on.
moving on. We've talked about this a couple of times. So with Street Fighter V coming out, and it was said, I know, fighting game. It was said that it was going to be on a PS4, and then Tomb Raider came out, and it was going to be Xbox One exclusive, and all these games keep going back and forth about being exclusive this or exclusive that. What is like, what's the point in exclusivity? I mean, we've kind of said like it really doesn't matter to us,
So we have
but from a sales perspective, isn't it just put a cap on how much you're going to sell? Because
you would think.
if you send it out for both consoles or all three, including PC, or all four, including Wii or whatever, you have so many more people who can buy. Like your top shelf would be up here, as opposed to just PlayStation. It's like here's your quarter of the market. You can have it all, but you're not getting it on other platforms.
Like, say they took and put the next Assassin's Creed on PlayStation only, and I didn't have a PlayStation, I'd be really upset about that. I mean, I would be legitimately upset. And
Right.
I would have to think, like, I'm either going to be really bitter about it or I'm going to have to go out and shell out money for a PlayStation, which I don't have to do because I do own both.
Right.
But I don't know. I think it's ridiculous. If they took Gears of War over to PlayStation, I'd be devastated if I didn't have one. I don't know. Like now they're getting to the point where, oh, I'm going to have this and you can't have it. And I'm going to have this one and you can't have it. And I feel like it's becoming a little obnoxious almost. Like there are certain titles that certain game consoles have. And now I feel like they're being split around and I don't know. It's just stop it. Stop
Yeah,
it.
there's like no continuity to it anymore,
Right.
and I mean I don't really care about fighting games like we've talked about before. I mean, if you want Street Fighter to be just on PlayStation, so be it. And like you said, we both have both consoles, so it doesn't matter either way. But some people don't have both consoles, and I think that it's just dwarfing your potential sales. Like you could be crushing it right now. You could be competing with the Call of Duties, but instead you're like, oh no, I'm only gonna send it out for this thing. It's like taking your best game. It's like taking Call of Duty and only putting it out for the Wii U.
Oh,
Like they would
that's
never
just
do
the
that.
worst idea ever. I
Like
would
they
go
would
hit
you would
somebody.
never do that, and the reason for it is because it makes so much money on everything else. You could be
Right.
making so much money everywhere else, but you're dwarfing your sales, or you're putting like you're putting the glass roof way lower than it has to be.
Right.
I don't know. I don't know why they're doing it, but I guess it is what it is, right?
Yeah, right.
Speaking of Assassin's Creed, because you just brought it up,
Ah.
uh, so did you see with all of this, like the Assassin's Creed free games and everything else?
Oh, for the season pass holders?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
like all the people who had a season pass, and they went out and they got a free game for a season pass because they had so many issues,
Yeah,
and then they
everybody got the first DLC for free. And
right.
then they stopped selling the season pass. And then season pass holders also got to choose a free game. There was like a bunch of different ones in there that you could pick from. I saw
Right. Well, according to the fine print in that free game that you get, it basically nullifies your chance of getting any sort of a like class action lawsuit moving forward.
Listen,
So,
if you're going to file a class action lawsuit because the game was a little broke, that's terrible. Shame on you.
Well, they've
I
done
think
it
everybody pretty
before.
much does that though. Like I've had to read disclosures for Microsoft, like how you know how they give you like that pages of just crap and you have to
Yeah,
agree to it. That's in there because you have to scroll down sometimes. Like if you do it from your computer, you have to scroll to the bottom and then
right,
accept it to show that you read it.
right.
So this isn't the first time I've ever heard of that before. But don't sue someone because the game is broken. Just be pissed.
Well, the funny thing about it is that people have actually gone to Madden and said, "You sent out a game from 2007, 2012 that was basically just roster updates. There was nothing new to it. There was this, there was that." And they Madden lost. EA lost.
Oh,
And they ended up having to pay $1 to these people or something like that. Like
that's a
the
lot of
amount of
work.
people, the amount of people to actually like get a payout for it. I think I would have gotten $7 total from the games that I had.
Did you do it?
So
Did you
I didn't do
go
it. No,
after
I don't
it?
care enough for seven
It's a lot
dollars
of work to do for you. Probably gotta fill out a form and mail it in, put a
and
stamp
proof of
on it.
purchase and all the other stuff.
Yeah.
No, forget that. But for this, like, I wonder what the payout would be because some of these games they gave out are like 45, $50 games. I mean, even their low end game was like $30.
Right.
Like, that's a lot better than $7. So is it worth it? Just get the free game and be pissed? Or, I mean, what is your other option?
I don't know. I don't think anybody should sue anybody because something's broken. I
I
feel like
think,
what they've done and come through and said, hey, sorry about that in the free stuff, I think that's compensation. They
well,
publicly apologized. They've done everything they could to fix it. They've sent out patches as fast as they physically could. Did you put out a crappy game that you should have waited a little while for? Yes. Were you sorry? Yes. You can come out of timeout. Don't sue people over that's stupid.
I half agree with you. I don't think people should be sue crazy, but I think if somebody says this is what you're getting and you get something completely different, then it's worth having a conversation about. Granted, I don't think you need to sue them over it, but they made their repentance by giving you free DLC. That should be more than enough. I mean, you paid for the season pass and they're giving you a free game. You paid for if you didn't pay for the season pass like us, you get
Get the
a
free
free piece
DLC.
of DLC which is
Yeah.
like a $20 DLC. So be it. Like it is what it is. But
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
I don't think I'd be waiting for the class action lawsuit to come around.
Stop. Stop it.
Uh so did you have a good holiday?
I did. I had a great Christmas. How was yours?
It was good. I got a vacuum cleaner which I really needed
Fancy.
and I got a air purifier.
Excellent. Is that
Uh
like one of the big room ones?
yep,
I need one
yep.
of those.
You put it in your room and turn it on and it just like purifies the air or something. I don't really know what it technically does,
It's just
but it
helpful for you in
seems
your
like it's working.
environment.
It seems like it's working.
Good.
Um, but
You got the plague too.
I got the plague. I did.
Uh-huh.
And then we actually have a mutual friend who got a game for his PlayStation,
Yep. Bill.
and
Bill.
he, w-
Bill
it,
got
yep, Bill.
Destiny.
And
And he was
the
like,
funny thing about
guys, I got this game that you've been telling me to get. It was so exciting.
he was stoked. And the funny thing about it is Destiny is an online only game,
Yeah.
which is nice because like for me, I switched over my hard drive and then I didn't put all my old save games on it, but I was still able to play Destiny
Right.
because it's all online. Well,
Great game. Everybody should play Destiny.
the problem with being online is if PlayStation goes down, so does Destiny.
Yes. Or if you
Uh,
want to play any other multiplayer for that fact.
right.
Can't.
You can't. You really can't. So that leads us to our next story. PlayStation and Xbox both went down
Both went
Christmas
down.
Day.
Mm-hmm.
And our awesome friends at Lizard Squad
Lizard Squad.
took them down.
They took it down. They said they were going to, and
Yeah.
they did exactly what they said they would. I don't think it was very nice, especially
No.
on Christmas when you have kids. I mean, my kids didn't care. They did other stuff. I
Right.
cared
Well,
a little bit, but I found other things to do. But not cool at all. I'm sure everybody who opened up their new Xbox or their new PlayStation had to update,
that's
no
right.
matter what you did,
That's
and
right.
they couldn't. So that wasn't very nice.
No, it wasn't. And actually, from what like there's a couple interviews with the people that did it, and they're like, well, we did it to send a message to Xbox and PlayStation, but why would you do it on that
I
day?
know, pick a different
Because
actually, why don't you be like, "Hey, can we get a meeting? Can we show you how your system is a little bit faulty?"
exactly,
Like do something like
exactly,
that. This was a mess. There was like a big it was all over Twitter. They had another group, what was their name?
finest squad,
Finest Squad, who made claim that they were trying to stop it. KimDotCom got in there and actually, from what I understand, made a deal with Lizard Squad to get them to stop it, and also promised to never take down PlayStation or Xbox ever again
right,
with what he gave them. And then Anonymous actually got involved, not because of Xbox or PlayStation, but Lizard Squad claimed that they were going to go after Tor Project, and
right,
that's like an according to their website, it's a network of virtual tunnels that allow people and groups to improve their privacy and security on the internet. And that did not sit well with Anonymous. So then they got involved because they really don't care about. They're more of an activist group and
right.
stuff like that. So,
But they want to cover their own asses because
and
let's
they
be honest,
should. I mean,
right?
the stuff that they do, most of which is,
Not extremely legal.
yeah, right. So but it's for the most part, it's good causes. I mean, I know Anonymous has taken down Westboro Baptist Church, and so love them. Thank you. It's like, go ahead. Like I like that. I don't have a problem with that.
Do
But
you have a problem with the way that Anonymous fired back and just started sending out personal information, or do you think it was due like just cause, like it was warranted?
I don't know. I have a real problem with privacy being put out there. I guess I don't really think that should happen. From what I read, because I followed this on Twitter, what I read, they were like, try me. You know what I mean? They were kind of like egging it on and saying, you can't do anything to us, and so on and so forth. I, just privacy being put out there on the internet is sad. And, I know that there's so many people out there that do nasty things like order pizzas to people and the swatting. It's
Right.
so dangerous, and resources are being taken from one place to another. So I don't think that's a good thing, but I don't know.
Well, I think that it is definitely maybe not warranted. I don't know if privacy needs to be taken into consideration there, but like the fact that they were basically like, "Yo, like cut it out," and Kim.com gave them a deal of essentially $300,000 worth of
Yeah,
space.
just
Like
to
that's
say,
huge. That's a huge deal.
yeah,
And like I mean, if that's what they're going to do to make things happen, I don't know how well you want to be friends with that, because
yeah.
when they first took it down, they're like, "Oh, well, if you get us up to X amount of favorites or subscribers, we'll bring it back up." Uh, I'm paused. What's up?
She's trying to climb over her gate. Are you crazy? It's bedtime. Come on, come here. I'll show you. Let's go down the window. Jesus fucking Christ. She has this toy picnic basket,
Yep.
and I'm watching her on my phone, and all of a sudden, like, she's got one leg up to go over, and I see she's standing on it to climb over. And then I have to beat her with her broken face. Sorry.
It's okay.
I shut her door, so we should be able to wrap this up.
That's all right. We're near the end anyway, so I was just gonna um, finish it up here. What were we just saying?
Kim.com gave him
Kim.com.
300,000.
Yeah. Back in 3, 2, 1. So yeah, like recapping real quick. So Kim.com gave him a huge deal. They, went out there, they spent all this money and basically said, "Don't let it happen again."
Or he'll take that
And
away from them. He told
right,
them,
right,
if you do this ever again, that agreement will be voided and it's over. And they have said publicly that they won't do it again, ever. And they even had some of their own like trolls come out and pretend to be from Lizard Squad,
right.
like say, "Oh, we're going after them again." And like even the dudes were like, "No, that's not what's happening."
Yeah. Well, I'm anxious to see if they actually do suffer any repercussions for this. I would like to see Anonymous take further action actually, because these kids deserve to realize what it's like to actually be held accountable for what's going on. Granted, they might be adults, I don't know, but they should seriously
They
consider
did send
this.
the information out. It's out there. So if, any law enforcement does look, they can see the
Right.
information that was gathered by these other parties. Because like I said, Anonymous didn't care about Xbox Live and about PlayStation Network, and they were like, "Go read a book." But as
Right.
soon as Lizard Squad went after the Tor project, that is when they took it personally, and they
Once they start,
showed, yeah,
once you start playing in our backyard,
yeah,
that's when it's an issue.
don't come for them.
So I would actually be surprised if PlayStation or Xbox doesn't take the information that Anonymous sent out and goes after these guys,
Yeah,
because they can actually come up with legal matters towards these guys, and the only thing that these guys have going for them is their Twitter account has 150,000 subscribers.
yeah.
Like, whoop-de-doo.
I subscribe to them. I subscribe to all of them because I'm watching this unfold. I've been subscribed to Lizard Squad for a long time just to kind of watch
See
and
what they
see
are.
like what they're doing. Yeah, like it's newsy.
Yeah.
I like to know things,
It's
even if I don't
newsy.
agree with it. But again, they could have found a different way of letting
Right.
these companies know that this was a problem instead of taking it down on Christmas.
Right. Not being like, "Oh, by the way, screw your
It's
entire
terrible.
network."
Come on.
So awful. But
But they won't do it again. So thank you, Kim.com
yes, we huge thanks out to you
and Anonymous.
and Anonymous for righting the wrongs that these people have done. And although it's a he said, she said, hearsay type thing, Finest Squad, if indeed you did do something, thank
Thanks.
you, thank you for doing something. Um,
Lizard Squad, thank you for stopping.
don't be
Don't do
dicks
that
anymore.
again.
Seriously.
For real. I want to play some Destiny. I want to play on my stupid Xbox.
Well, yeah, that was the worst part. Is PlayStation was down even longer than Xbox
I
was.
know. It was awful. I just got PlayStation back on yesterday.
Murder.
Yeah.
Well, do you have anything
I
else
don't.
other
That's all
than
I
wishing
had.
everyone a happy New Year,
Happy New Year.
especially to our subscriber?
Thanks, Drew.
Thanks, Drew.
Drew, get us some more friends. We appreciate you, Drew.
Absolutely. All right. Hashtag bye.
Hashtag bye.